Mate, that's the Australian word that I've been hearing a lot, like real a lot. The only mate I used to know was playmate or bandmate. That's it. But in here, it's totally unusual to be hearing mate in every last word sentence. They have a lot of terms of endearment, like can you get that sweetie for me? Something like that. Like, yeah, I use it sometimes at the pub where I work because it makes the bonding with our patrons more, personal.
Also cashed here, it's alright. Doesn't matter that it's right or wrong. Every time they said that, okay, it's alright, it's alright. I don't think so that people think that it's alright, but they're always ready for using this word. It's alright.
To me, multiculturalism is not just celebrating these festivals together, having different restaurants, enjoying lifestyles, cuisines, or just allowing migration in here. It's something much more than that. I think it's about making those provisions in the laws, practices, rules, regulations in here to allow smoother assimilation or transition of all these migrants.
This is my son Chapchi, who is only 8 months old, and when I gave birth to him here, but when he was only 4 months, then I sent to India with my mother-in-law because it is very expensive here to caring of the child, because I attended my college and my jobs, I doing my job also, so it is very hard for me. Missed a lot for my son because he is my first child and I love very much. And believe me, it is very difficult for every international woman to separate their child, loving child, from them. So my message was this, that do something for the child care services.
Well, there are a lot of recent issues that have actually caused me to think a lot of negative things that's happening around, because recently most of the Sri Lankans are called boaties because of the asylum seekers problems that's happening at the moment. It's just people need to understand that we come from a culture where a country that is not that rich, very poor, and people do try their best to get out of the country, and that's what they live on actually. Okay, if we get out of this country we can have a better life. Just because some people do it, it doesn't mean everyone's the same. People need to understand that everybody has emotions and feelings. You need to be sensitive to each other's feelings and not be calling names to people. It's not right. We are all human. Why do we need to call each other names?
We tend to pigeonhole people on the basis of their background. People should just learn to relax and be a little chilled out about the cultures and not take it too seriously, and yeah, just learn to interact with people, because everyone's got a story to say.
I'm pretty sure that Australian values and Australian way of living influenced me a lot. First of all, I would like to say the freedom of speech, because I was born in China and I have never been involved in protest or march or anything like, in a group like, just a march on the street, to say no to a certain policy or to a certain politician, like in public. We can talk like in private, but here I found it's more like, you can say whatever you want, and nobody's going to, say it's forbidden and you're against law, we're going to arrest you. So that's a way. I'm involved in the international student issues.
Something that's really disturbing to me is that Indian students have been labeled as vulnerable. Now, I don't understand, because believe me, it takes a lot of courage when you have to leave your family support, your country, and come to another country. It's only after we reach here that we are made vulnerable. And the reason is because we don't have that support from the so-called established Indians or the Indian organizations, Indian welfare organizations who exist here. Rather, these so-called welfare organizations or established Indians, they have been criticizing the international students, saying that we don't follow the norms or the values of this place.
I personally feel that in Australia,
people are treated equally because of the many anti-discrimination laws. For example, you can't discriminate on the basis of disability, you can't discriminate on the basis of sex, or you can't even discriminate on the basis of religion, race, and ethnicity. In that sense, I feel that Australia is better than Malaysia, because in Malaysia, I don't think that it's actually stated out in such laws that you can't actually discriminate on all these bases. And as long as Australia has this, I think that I will be equally treated as the Australians here, although I'm from Malaysia.
One thing that I feel is a bit missing is this the contribution that international students and many foreigners bring in to the economy. We bring in so much, I think, of livelihood, of colours, of food. So I think therefore it's just an acknowledgement of our contribution, and yeah, that's about it really.
I think in next 2 years I will be a D1 nurse. I hope so. And for my son, he will be with me, and maybe he'll join childcare center. Yeah, that's it.
Australia is a big country, and we can all live in harmony and peace in this country. What we ask is just, we appreciate your country a lot, the resources you give us, the education you provide for us. We really respect it and appreciate it. What we ask from you is just appreciate us in return, the skills we bring and the knowledge we bring. That's all we ask from you.
My final words is that we should celebrate, or we should not focus on our differences. We should celebrate our differences. Let's embrace one another. Let's give everybody a chance. Let's not prejudge people, and let's just love one another.